Welcome back to the channel, and first of all, Happy New Year and happy all the holidays which you're celebrating around this time. So in this video, I wanted to make a real quick recap of last year and give my kind of like a shout outs to the most enjoyable knives which I was able to get and use through this year. We'll talk a little bit about previous year as well. So kind of like my awards for the best knives of the year, at least from my point of view. And when I say the best knives, I think it's like it's maybe not a new knife which comes out in a year. There's a lot of other YouTube videos which specifically talk about it. I want to say that the knives which I enjoyed the most comparing to their cost. Let's put it this way, in couple categories, in EDC category and in the kitchen category as well. So what I was able to get and do this year, I was able to travel to a few new places and shop for knives in there. So for example, early 2020, I went to Germany and I was able to make it to the Wusthof factory store. In Solingen, I was able to make it to Zwilling factory store in Solingen. I was able to get to the museum over there. Not all the videos are ready, so that's one of the most frustrating things still, that I am not able to keep up with the amount of knives and materials which I have in hand to share with you. But you know what, I sometimes will buy less knives rather than work on the previous material. So that was one of the most important things, a new place for me to visit. Another new place for me to visit this year was Copenhagen in Denmark, and I brought some knives from there. There's another video about it. So couple new places where I was able to go to and do the shopping, knife shopping. That's what brings me the most of a joy whenever it's possible. I went to Spain also 2 times, but I went to the same places I've been before, in Barcelona and around Barcelona. So went to the same shops, bought a couple more knives, but not super exciting, something not very interesting to add to this video. So as of a previous year, I'd say I didn't do the awards, quote awards, but I will quickly mention that in the previous year, I think the best knife which I was able to get, comparing to like how much I used this knife and other knives, is probably this one, Mission Santoku. I also had a Mission Chef knife which I gave as a gift. I'm still looking for a better chef knife for myself, but for Santoku, this one stands out. I think last year they upgraded to our stainless steel. It is a really thin blade. It's a very large Santoku, which can do almost everything as a good chef knife can do as well. So that's best knife, kitchen knife from previous year, 2021. I thought maybe I'll give it to this one, but it's not the best kitchen knife which I had in 2021. Mission, I'd recommend a little bit more over Arcas. So let's set this aside. This year, I think the best kitchen knife and the most surprising thing for me specifically, I'd say, is this one. It's a Wusthof Performer. If you don't know what it is just by looking at this, it's a very interesting knife, very interesting series of a knife. It is made in the concept of, as you can see, traditional kitchen knife, like European chef knife. This specific one is a smaller 6-inch model of this knife. They also have a larger one and probably even super larger one. They have Santoku, they have some other knives in this series. What stands out is this DLC coating over regular steel, diamond-like ceramic, very hard, very difficult to scratch and non-slippery, or maybe more slippery surface for food release. Most of those knives, they have full bolster, and they have this polymer, kind of like a plasticky handle, which is actually quite light and very grippy, very easy to control. So I did not want to buy the full-size chef knife of this series. I bought this one and I never regretted. This is one of the most used knives in the kitchen through this year. So kitchen knife 2022 from me is this one. And as I'm saying this, I am so much surprised because everything I look here, I don't like it, I don't get it. I don't like full bolster. I don't understand why you need this super hard coating over a relatively traditional and not super hard steel. The price wise, it's a very expensive knife. I was able to buy it at Wusthof store, factory store, for almost half the price. Still expensive knife, but man, it works. It just works so well. And yeah, I keep reaching out whenever I'm cooking, and not that much. If you do something little on the cutting board, I reach out for this knife because it just works. Yes, it does lose the sharpness. It does. I have to hone it. I didn't fully resharpen it yet in almost like a year, but it does work. In my opinion, it is same category as knives which I typically like more with the half bolster, like this one. But this one is very handle heavy. This one kind of like for the smaller tasks works way better than this one. So this is the kitchen knife, my kitchen knife of the year 2022 Wusthof Performer. Now let's talk a little bit more about EDC knives. So again, last year 2021, I think this knife was the most carried knife from me. So just judging by the time, how much time I've spent with this knife last year as an EDC knife, comparing to every other knife, this one definitely gets the award because it was still for me the most light and convenient knife to have. I like it way better than Bug Out. This is the predecessor to Bug Out. It's Benchmade 531 Mel Perdue design, and I think also this designer actually deceased, I think, last year. So anyway, this is a very, very good knife which I want to mention to everybody. If you can get it here and there, maybe if you still have it, I think you would understand me that how good this knife is, how well it works. It has a little bit different mechanical features here comparing to Bug Out, which I like the most. I can change the clips, I can use the lanyard or not use the lanyard. Very, very nice and interesting knife. Very nice milling of the G10 here. So anyway, so this is the previous year, 2021. 2022, first of all, the most enjoyable knives which I was able to get as of last year, as of this year, is this set. It's Viper knives, kind of like regional, traditional knives from Spain, sorry, not from Spain, from Italy, from different regions. They have called here Senese, Mirimana, and Rosalina. Rosalina I have for like more than 3 years, but I was able to get extra 2 in this series. And those are the knives which kind of like I enjoy collecting the most. Of course, I don't carry them. They sit on a shelf, but for me, that's a story, that's a history behind the knives, why those designs exist, where they come from, how they were traditionally used, and all kinds of those knives I like the most in general. But again, I don't carry them. This is my specific collector's idea behind my collection. I don't share much about those knives because they really kind of very, very specific ones. And again, I noticed that it's not that much of an interest in general to those kind of knives from my audience. But if you really want me to keep doing more work around this area, let me know, and I will spend more time on those knives and will share what I know about them. This year, one of the biggest interesting things in addition to this collection is this knife. It's a very well-known type of knife called Le Thiers, and again, my French is not very good. knives of this type from this region. Again, you have a lot of options. This is the first French knife in this category which I was able to get this year. So this is one of the most interesting things for me. To be honest, this one specific is pure Louis cow, but whatever it is, it has those bird's feather inside the plastic here, from a specific bird, from Bicas bird. Again, I wanted to get at least one of this type of knives, like very traditional French knives, but to be honest, I'm not very much impressed with the overall quality. And of course, the price of those knives is up there because they are EDC knives in general. But most of people which I know, they collect them and don't really carry them, or maybe some carry some cheaper types of those knives. Very nice knife, but again, for me, it's an achievement to get it into collection together with those knives, those regional knives, but it's not the EDC knife for me. The way I look at it, I look at the EDC knives to be more modern, more easily replaceable, more functional, more with the better steels, with the better edge retention, better functionality, and so on. So this is not it, but for this year, my EDC knives are CVV Elementums. Those are the knives which I got not that long ago, but again, they bring me the most of the joy to use them as EDC knives, to have them in the pocket and actually use them the way they're designed to be, opened and so on. This one's CVV Elementum button lock, a little bit larger knife, a little bit better fit for my hand. And this is the one which I've built with titanium pocket clip from another knife. Yeah, this is my EDC knife of the year. And this is the conclusion of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. I will do a little bit more work on knife related categories in upcoming year. There's something which I was not able to accomplish this year, which I wanted to. I wanted to do like a scoring model for kitchen knives. I just want to start from the kitchen knives. I'll try to share it with you this upcoming year. I really would like to hear your feedback. Maybe I will collaborate with other YouTube reviewers of the knives. We'll see how it goes, but so far, stay sharp, Happy New Year, and talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks.